What's up, everyone? Welcome to the January 25th edition of FanDuel Tournament Plays presented by PrizePicks. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can find me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. And as a reminder, you get one free month of Awesemo Plus Platinum when you sign up and make a deposit at PrizePicks. Be sure to use the code Awesemo to receive a 100% first deposit bonus up to $100. Today, we're going to take a look at the top 5 tournament options on tonight's 9-game slate. Keep in mind that, as usual, there are some moving parts tonight. Ownership projections and player projections will change throughout the day. Be sure to tune in to the deeper dive and live before lock from 5 p.m. Eastern until 7 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel for more up-to-date information. But for right now, taking a look at 5 of the top tournament plays as things currently stand on FanDuel. Number 5, Will Barton, $5,800 with shooting guard and small forward eligibility. Barton is only projected for about 8% ownership with a 13% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Barton hasn't been a great option this year, but it's really difficult to be a high level producer on Denver when you have Nikola Jokic doing everything imaginable on the floor. But Barton has averaged 0.9 FanDuel points per minute overall, and he's likely to give you around 34 minutes or so tonight against the Detroit Pistons. Pretty good spot for him, and not pulling much ownership. Also has multi-position eligibility that gives you a little bit more flexibility, opens up some stuff in your lineups. Number 4, Jakob Poeltl, $7,700, center only, projected for 9% ownership with a 14% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Poeltl does have a great matchup against the Houston Rockets. This is likely to be one of the highest scoring games on the slate. Two very fast-paced teams. If this game is competitive and it's only a 3-point spread, Poeltl's likely to give you around 32 or 33 minutes. He's averaged 1.14 FanDuel points per minute this season. There's plenty of opportunity cost at the center position tonight, but it did go down a little bit on FanDuel because Jonas Valanciunas is out for the Pelicans. His backup, Jackson Hayes, has power forward eligibility. More on that later. So the opportunity cost, while it is still there, you still have Joel Embiid, you still have Nikola Jokic, you still have plenty of other guys. It did decrease a little bit with the absence of Valanciunas. Number 3, Furkan Korkmaz, $4,400 with shooting guard and small forward eligibility. The Sixers are without Seth Curry tonight. They're without Danny Green. Matisse Thybulle is questionable. If Thybulle is out, there's a very good chance that you're getting mid to upper 30s from Korkmaz. But even if Thybulle's back in, you're still likely to get at least low to mid 30s from Korkmaz, if not more. He has a favorable matchup against the shorthanded Pelicans, and there's always the chance that the Pelicans look to sell out to try and slow down Embiid, and that potentially opens up some looks for Korkmaz as well. Overall this season, he's averaged 0.74 FanDuel points per minute. He's currently projected for 23% ownership, 17% ownership with a 23% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Number 2, DeJounte Murray, one of the more popular options on tonight's slate, but he's only $10,300. He's projected for 30% ownership with a 35% chance of being in the optimal lineup. Murray has averaged 1.38 FanDuel points per minute this season. He has point guard and shooting guard eligibility, so it's not that difficult to get him into lineups, and he's in a fantastic matchup against the Houston Rockets. And then number 1, the top tournament option on tonight's slate, despite a 31% ownership projection, is $3,900 Jackson Hayes with power forward eligibility. As I alluded to before when talking about Poeltl, Hayes is power forward eligible, and that removes a lot of the opportunity cost that you would typically see with someone like Hayes. He's averaged 1.02 FanDuel points per minute this season. He'll have his hands full with Joel Embiid, and that does certainly add some risk because there's more foul risk than normal when you're tasked with defending Embiid, but you also don't really have much of an alternative behind them. They could certainly try and throw Herbert Jones at Embiid, but Willie Hernangomez is the backup center and absolutely incapable of doing anything to slow Embiid down. So as long as Hayes is able to avoid massive foul trouble, you should see a lot of playing time for him at only $3,900. So to recap, the top 5 options on FanDuel as things currently stand: Will Barton, Jakob Poeltl, Furkan Korkmaz, DeJounte Murray, and Jackson Hayes.